welcome to Riedel's channel. Today I want to share with you a quick glow up of this Bead Blast Barbie doll from 1997. She arrived to me in very good condition and all she needs is a hair treatment, so I'll jump right into brushing through her hair. The hair itself is not that tangled and it's pretty easy to brush it through with this pet brush, which I really love to use on doll hair. Her hair is really thick, and it comes in these two shades, one more brownish and the other more auburn or red. I just discovered her bangs and the way they are rooted. It's really interesting. It's like two layers, out of which the brown hair covers her entire forehead, whereas the red hair, it seems to be rooted from one point, and from there it spreads out towards the sides. I'll make sure to brush her hair also from the back. I really like to take my time while brushing the hair because I want to make sure that there are no knots. She hasn't really lost much hair up until now, but I can see a tiny little area where it seems like she has lost some hair from her hair plugs. I feel like her rooting is not the best because a lot of her hair is coming out as I'm brushing. Luckily she has a lot of hair, and losing a bit of it won't really do much damage. I'll give her bangs also a quick brush through. Alright, that looks good to me. The one sort of defect you might say is that her legs are kind of bending outward, which is probably caused by the position she was styled in her box when she was sold. I think heating them up and binding them together might help with this. But now she's ready for her bath time, so off we go. To be honest, her hair looks really good, and if I wanted to, I could just display her as is, but I want to make sure that she's really cleaned up well, and I want to see if I can improve the look of her hair. So as usual, the first step is dishwashing liquid, and then I pour some hot water on top of her. The water is really hot, but it's not too hot, so I can still put my hands into the water. Now I'll just let her soak for a little while so I can make sure that all grime and dirt will come off easily. Here I like to take an old toothbrush and brush her face and entire body to sort of scrub off the rough dirt. I try to be thorough and make sure that I clean everywhere. She wasn't particularly dirty, so using the toothbrush itself was enough. If the doll is really dirty and the dirt doesn't seem to be coming off by only using the toothbrush, then I switch to a sponge, which is a little bit better at taking off more resistant dirt. Next, I'll use a little bit of shampoo on her hair. I do my best to work it all in and make sure that all of her hair is well shampooed so that it can be clean. Then I like to use my hand shower to rinse out as much shampoo as I'm able to. I lightly squeeze out the water from her hair and proceed to put conditioner in. I like to be generous with the conditioner so that I can make sure that most of the hair strands, if not all, are covered well. Then I'll just work it in thoroughly. Once her hair is fully covered with conditioner, I like to take a fine-tooth comb and carefully detangle the hair going from the ends up to the roots. I sped up the footage here, but I'm being really careful. Bead Blast Barbie was one of the dolls I never owned myself as a kid. Now, to be honest, I was starting to lose interest in the Barbies in the late 90s because somehow the aesthetics just weren't speaking to me anymore. But the Bead Blast line was still one of those that I really wanted to have, and I would often admire these dolls in the toy store. What about you? Did you have any of the Bead Blast dolls? Did you have a favorite hair variant? If I feel like the conditioned hair is still resisting the comb, I like to submerge the doll hair under some lukewarm water and continue the combing while the hair is submerged. When I am able to comb through the hair without any resistance, I proceed to wash out most of the conditioner out of the hair. Next up is my personal favorite, which is the boil wash. I prefer using an electric kettle to boil the water, and then I wait a couple of minutes for the water to cool down. I recommend using water that's less than 90 degrees Celsius, because otherwise, if the water is hotter than that, it may cause the hair to ball up, which just creates additional work, although it's still fixable. Once I dunk the doll's hair into the hot water, I like to use the fine-tooth comb to brush through the hair some more as I am pulling it out of the water. I find that this method really helps the hair to retain this nice, straight and sleek appearance. Again, I want to make it clear that working with this hot water is very dangerous, so you have to be very careful because it can easily burn your fingers or hands. When styling the bangs, I like to sit the doll carefully into the sink and make sure that she won't move. And then I just pour the hot water directly onto the bangs. I wait for the doll to cool down a little bit because remember we used hot water on her bangs. After that, I just make sure that all the hair strands in her bangs are nice and even. As the last step, I once again comb through the doll's hair under some cold running water. The cold water really helps washing out the remaining conditioner and ensures that the hair will retain the sleek, shiny appearance that we achieved with the boil wash. Finally, I just gently squeeze out the excess water from her hair before drying her with a towel. Honestly, I can't wait to see this hair once it's nice and dry. And here are the results. Her hair looked great to begin with, but after the boil wash, her hair looks amazing. I honestly can't get enough of this color combination of the brown and auburn hair. It's beautiful. She came with her original earrings and ring, as well as her dress, which was included in the lot I got her in. However, she was missing her original boots, but I replaced them with a pink variant of the boots, which I already had. And this concludes the quick glow up video. Wait a moment, I just remembered something. I actually have the original beads that came with the Bead Blast doll line, as well as the beading tool, albeit the one that came with the blonde version of the doll. So let's give her some beads. For this, I'll just take a small section of her hair and use the beading tool to place the beads onto this hair strand. There we go. I'll just fix it up a bit. So what do you think? Isn't she stunning? A quick word about her dress as well, because it actually came to me a bit damaged. As you can see, this upper see-through mesh has actually started to fall apart. The iridescent threads came loose and were all balled up into one big messy clump. So what I did is I isolated each one of those threads and used a small needle to carefully thread them throughout the mesh. Starting from the bottom upwards, I then secured the end of each thread using a little bit of fabric glue to glue the threads to the seam of her collar to ensure that the threads will keep this mesh holding together for at least a little bit longer. I also can't get enough of her hair. It's so soft, so silky smooth. It's probably the softest Kanekalon doll hair I have worked with so far. And now I'm ready to conclude this glow up video. What do you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Feel free to share your thoughts with me. I'll be happy to read them. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day.